it just sort of happened. The first album of theirs I got was Kind of Magic, which I loved. Then sort of started going back and getting their albums on cassette. Well, I might have got Live Magic before I went back. Gradually got all their stuff on cassette. Sort of fell a little bit out of love with them in the start of the 90s. More, but I then discovered Prince and he sort of took over as my favourite, and so I sort of fell back on listening to... What are you doing? I sort of, stopped listening so much to Queen. Innuendo I never got at the time. Then obviously Freddie died and I didn't get Made in Heaven. A few years later I started getting everything on CD, and that was when eventually I got those two albums. So I got all the original CD releases. I then subsequently got the 40th anniversary box sets, which you might just be able to see behind me, two of them. The red one's lower down. So those are all the albums reissued, remastered, with a bonus disc on each one of B-sides and live tracks and bits and bobs like that, BBC tracks. And then more recently, I got the studio album vinyl box set, which I've done an unboxing of on my channel, and it was while listening to those discs that I created this ranking. So this was over a year ago now that I actually ranked these. This is when I'm recording the video. So it's literally, as I was listening to them, I thought, right, I prefer this album to this one, I prefer so on and so forth, and that is how it came to my list. So these are the 15 studio albums. Doesn't include Cosmos Rocks. If it did, it would be at the bottom. But here we go. So, that's number 15. Of course, is Flash Gordon. I love all these albums. There's not an album in here I do not like. But for the purposes of ranking, this is my least favourite, purely because it's only got 2 songs on it, the rest is all instrumental. Number 14 is Hot Space. This is a much derided album. I think it's better than people give it credit for. Both Flash and this I already had on vinyl, those ones I'd picked up when I was forming my collection years ago. I mean, Under Pressure sort of elevates this album anyway, but Put Out the Fire's good, Las Palabras de Amor's good, the rest of them are okay. Number 13, we have Made in Heaven. My biggest problem with this album is that it's all a bit melancholy, obviously, given the circumstances, but there's no real rockers on here. There's a couple of faster tracks, but it's a bit slow and boring overall. It's not bad, it's just not amazing, and I could quite easily do without. Luckily on vinyl it's easy to skip the last side, which is all the ambient noise.